What's up, YouTube? What's up, world? I've been in school for 22 years of my life. Little break here, little break there. Based on all those years, I've come up with a method that I feel is the optimal way to study, and I'm here to share that with you. Stick along for the ride. What's up, guys? My name is Dr. Safo Asante. I'm the successful IMG, successful because I match, and I'm here so that you guys can as well. When I'm not working as a physician in urgent care, what I do is I mentor people and I provide interview prep services to help them match into the specialty that they're trying to match into so that they become full practicing doctors in the United States of America. In addition to that, for those of you that watch a few of my videos, you know I make videos. Quality might not be the best, but I do make videos on a regular basis to share things about my life, share things about medicine, applying to residency, how you can do well so that you can get to this stage, and anything that I find important. If you like my content, of course, instantly hit the like button because that will give you a boost in society. Maybe not, but it will. Maybe not. Hey. But hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Medicine is a noble profession, right? Noble because you are helping people live the kind of life that they want. For some people, you save their lives. For some people, you save their limbs. For some people, you reduce the anxiety that they have about certain things by curing certain minute illnesses. But basically, all around you are helping people. And in that sense, medicine is a noble profession. One of the most important things that you need to be able to do if you're trying to practice medicine eventually or get into the field of medicine is to be able to study. Studying is so important. By being able to study, one, you're going to get good grades. Good grades just makes you one of the top in this school, right? That's one. And two, by getting good grades, you're able to get good letters of recommendation. It's symbol that shows that you are one of the top people when it comes to, in terms of intelligence or in terms of diligence. So you're able to get into whatever college you want to get into, at least the top college you're able to get into. You're supposed to get able to get into top paying jobs eventually. Of course, there are a few things you also have to do, but this sets the foundation, makes it a little bit easier for you to get into those positions. And then three, if you know how to study, you're able to build up extra skills even when you're not in school. You're able to build up skills that will make you a better person overall. And then lastly, for those of you that are applying to residency, you're able to get into the residency position or specialty that you want, a residency specialty of your choice. I've been in school for 22 years of my life. 22. Of course, a little bit of a break here, a little bit of a break there, but if you count all the years I've been in school, it's about 22 years of my life. I've been studying a lot, and due to those 22 years, I think I have a little bit of a say in what makes optimal ways of studying. Now, listen, this is from my point of view, and things that I've tested. I would never tell you guys things that I haven't tested out myself. It's not something that I necessarily read from a book or something that people came up with in the poll as the best way of studying. It's just the best way that I've found that helps me study and will help anybody study if they try to implement the same thing. The best way that I found to study is by using repetition. Repetition as in reviewing the material over and over and over again. Let's talk about one time where this worked out for me. I was in college. This was in my music class. Wasn't doing too well in the other exams, and it was the night before an exam. At the beginning of the night, I started studying. My friend came and asked me questions. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how to answer the question, and I answered the questions wrong. This was around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I started reviewing the material. Went over the material once, went over it twice, went over it 3 times. Quizzed myself again, got the answers wrong. It was 12 o'clock now. Kept reviewing material, kept reviewing it over and again, and over again, and over again. It's 4 o'clock. I quizzed myself again. Got the answers wrong. Kept reviewing, and then it hit 6 o'clock, and it's just boom, instantly something clicked. I could answer all the questions. I could freestyle questions I didn't know based on the information that I had. And of course, I did very well in the exam. And that's basically what repetition or reviewing material over and over does. It pushes the information in your mind over and over again until it gets to the point where it just clicks and you're able to retain it and you're able to make sense of it. That's the way that I study. The way I studied in high school was not the way I studied in medical school. I modified it a little bit. Let's talk about it. When I was in elementary school, I did my reviews over and over again. The last minute. I would study a few things here and there on time, but ultimately I would always end up studying a lot last minute. So the night before, I'm like reviewing material over and over again to take my exams. I was acing my exams. So that's elementary school. In high school, I ended up being valedictorian because of my studying habits. I would review stuff over and over again, do well in my classes, do well in my SAT, and as a result, I was able to get into an Ivy League school, Yale University. Now, when I got to Yale University, I used the same method of studying because it's been working for me all this time. Why would I quit? I kept reviewing the material over again. Of course, I was doing this last minute. Now, it wasn't as easy as it was in high school anymore. I wasn't getting the awesome grades I was getting in high school anymore. Even with my repetition over and over again the night before. But I still made it through undergrad, which is college for those of you that don't know the system in the US. I made it through college, I didn't fail a single class. I made it through my master's, I didn't fail a single class. But it was tougher. I struggled a little bit here. My grades weren't as tip-top as it should have been. Then I went to medical school. In medical school, of course, I only knew this way of studying, and I've been doing okay with it. So I kept using the same way. I would study here and there, but of course, ultimately, I would end up studying last minute again. I would cram last minute. I would stay up all night. I would not sleep. I would get a room where I'll be by myself and just go at it. Study all night. My friends and I came up with this saying, 7:59:59. What that meant was we would study all night. In the early morning, we would take a shower, we would eat, keep studying, go to the place where we're taking the exam, keep studying until 7:59:59, right before the exam started. So we would not stop studying until the exam started. Of course, we passed our exams, but eventually it caught up with me. There was one class I ended up failing because cramming last minute just did not work. I failed that exam and ended up failing that class. At that point, I knew something had to be done. Before, when I felt that it was a little stretch and I was doing okay, my grades weren't as great as they were, there wasn't really that push. But one moment I failed the class, I knew that, hey, I'm here to study. There's something I'm doing wrong. I gotta figure it out. So I spoke to a whole bunch of people. I spoke to my friends. I spoke to people I knew, people I didn't know, to try to figure out what is it that they were doing to study. And the thing that I found that worked for them, that I started implementing for myself, was not just repetition. They spent a lot of time on their books. Instead of just cramming last minute, they would study from day one. There was a guy, always looked up to him. He would always be in the library every day, no matter what. I don't know about Sundays, but he was in there every day. So I started modifying the way I studied. I started studying from day one. I would study, review my material over and over again, make notes, review them over and over again. And the first exam after I started studying like this, I passed out the night before my exam. I was so tired. I don't know what I was doing, but I was tired that night. I passed out. I woke up the next morning. I was a little bit panicky. I was like, oh my God, I didn't study. I didn't cram the way I usually did. But then I went to take the exam, aced the exam. After that, never went back. I would always study way ahead of time, give myself sufficient time to cover all the material, and then review the material over and over again so that the material would stick. And this way, I never had the urge to stay up all night again just to study for an exam. I could do it, but with this, I didn't see the need. I was always calm. I didn't have to study the last 2 days, last 3 days if I didn't want to. And I still ended up acing my exam. So, repetition when it comes to studying is the ultimate. It might not make sense the first time you read it. It might not make sense the second time you read it. Maybe it might not make sense for a while. Maybe you have to ask somebody to explain it to you. But if you keep repeating it over and over again, not only would you start to understand it at some point, it would also stick in your head for a long time. And that's what you want when it comes to medicine. Took me a long time to figure this out. Hopefully this helps you to start your studying or change your studying to the best way so that you can ace your exams, so that you can get to the position and place that you want to. And that's it. And of course, guys, the last thing that I would say is ultimately important for you to make sure that you ace your exams and do everything well is, of course, to take this finger. You see that red button right there? Click it. That's the subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel, guys. I'm joking, but I'm joking, but I'm not. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Dr. Safwa Santi out.